5 areas the Browns need to clean up during the bye week. This is from Dawg Pound Daily. Number 5, red zone efficiency on the road. Let's welcome in Brad Ward from the Orange and Brown Report, as well as the host of the All Eyes on Cleveland podcast. What do you think of it, Brad? Red zone efficiency.
Yeah, no David Njoku kind of changes how you do things in the red zone. I thought they did a good job the other night of, the fade to Amari Cooper. They got creative on the goal line with the, the trick play sort of with Chubb in the taking the direct snap. So, yeah, it's certainly a point of emphasis, right? This team can't settle for field goals when they're in the red zone. If they want to hang with offenses like Miami's and Buffalo's and some of the teams that they face down the stretch, they've got to put 6 on the board when they're in the red zone. So absolutely a point of focus. And I think without Njoku here for a couple weeks, that changes things. So I think they did a good job the other night. I think if they build off that creativity, we saw an emphasis on going to the wide receivers much more on Monday Night Football. So I think that should continue probably.
Did you like the 6, 7, 8 offensive lineman formation? I would like to see that used more often. If you want to put 8 in the box, we're going to bring in 8 offensive linemen and move your guys around is kind of the counter, I think, to that.
Yeah, it was fantastic, right? 8 guys. Almost an unstoppable play. If you looked at the depth of the linebackers there was no chance they were getting up there to stop that. So really interesting approach. And, I think if it works in goal line situations, right, go back to it. So a lot of fun the other night. I really liked their game plan. It was a lot of fun.
All right, number 4, back to our 5 areas they need to clean up during the bye week. Number 4, stopping the run, and that's without question. They've been better the last 2 weeks, and I don't think it's a coincidence that their tackling has also been better.
Yeah, tackling has been much better. I point towards Taki, who has been playing really well, I think. And has earned more reps, earned a significant role on this defense. As JOK comes back, that's fine. I'm sure he'll be in there. But I think that, we've talked about this before. They're pretty light up there at times. And Taki has kind of countered that in the run game. He's been excellent, and I think that he needs to be in there. He's been good against the pass too, so he's held his own in both situations, and he stops the run so much better than some of these other guys. Deion Jones finding his footing finally, so certainly stuff to build on. 2 good weeks in a row, just kind of stack those defensive performances. And try to, continue that trend here where they made Cincinnati one-dimensional. Now they kind of do that to themselves a little bit too, but the Browns have successfully done that to them.
Yeah, I agree about Taki. He's the guy. I think he's earned more time on the field because he's where he's supposed to be, which you can't.
Yeah.
You couldn't say about a lot of the players before that Ravens game, particularly. Number 3, creating turnovers and limiting them on offense. I think this one probably moves to the top of the list. Every time Kevin Stefanski talks about turnovers, he said it's the one statistic that always points to. It's like 78% of the time, if you win the turnover battle, you win the game.
Yeah, 100%. And they've had some bad bounces earlier in the year. They knocked some balls loose, didn't get on them. We finally got a good bounce the other night, right? It looked like Mixon was going to cover up the strip sack. They kind of squeezed out of there and Togi got on it. So they're kind of due some luck that way a little bit. But the deflected ball by Myles Garrett, interception by A.J. Green, who always seems to be in the right spot for interceptions. I was glad to see him out on the field. I think that they once again build on what you've done the past 2.
Yep. I agree. Build on what you've done the past couple of weeks, and then you try to build on it and get it going further that way. Is an interesting stat. The Browns have not been +2 in any of their games so far. So obviously that is a concern as well. Number 1, pass rush help for Myles Garrett. And again, that's a critical one. You saw them kind of using the big bodies against the Bengals. It was effective. I would also say help Myles Garrett out and move him around. Don't let the defense or the offense know where he's coming from all the time.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And they sent timely blitzes, and they also, it was interesting, Isaiah Thomas with a big sack in a big spot. They also moved Alex Wright inside in passing situations, and I thought he got some good push on the interior. So they're doing some different things with their younger guys, and that stuff seemed to work the other night. So once again, build off of that. They're going to have this, 2-week period here, a week period before they start getting ready for the Dolphins, where they can really dig into that tape and see what worked and what didn't. But I really liked that, Isaiah Thomas getting to the quarterback, knocking down a football, and moving Alex Wright inside, who did a good job, I think, getting pressure from the interior. So a couple different looks, and your young guys starting to step up a little bit. So that helped a ton, but you're going to have to blitz occasionally, I think. I don't think they're going to organically get home with 4 all the time. So the timely blitzes helps Myles a ton.
Yeah, I would agree, and I'd like them to blitz a little bit more than they probably want to as well. We skipped over one that's kind of an intangible, and it's avoid the finger pointing, eliminate the finger pointing, and that it almost goes without saying. That tends to happen when any unit is not performing as expected.